Hey, hi. Do you know there is a relationship between how strongly a person expects to have results and whether or not the results occur? The stronger the feelings are, the more likely that he may expect positive effects or positive results. We are going to talk about a wonderful effect known as the placebo effect. In one study, a certain group of people were made into two groups, and one group was made to stay in a room and the second group of people were made to stay in a separate room. To the first group of people, a small pill is given and they were told that this is actually a stimulant, which means it will be able to raise their heartbeat, it will be able to improve or increase their blood pressure levels, and their pulse rate will increase. The same pill is given to the people in the second room who happen to be the second group of people. Now these people were given the same pill, but they were told that this pill is going to help them. It will improve or it will induce sleeping characteristics in them after you take them. After a certain amount of time, the experimenter went to the first room and examined the blood pressure levels, and miraculously he observed that everybody's pulse rate increased, heartbeat increased, and blood pressure levels also increased. Now the experimenter went and checked the people in the second room. The people in the second room were miraculously half asleep or almost asleep because they were told and they have believed that the pill they have taken is a sleeping pill. Now where does the miraculous effect come from? Is it in the pill or in their belief that the first group of people believe that it is a stimulant and it can raise their blood pressure levels, and the second group of people were believing that it is able to induce sleep in them? Now what is this placebo effect? The word placebo comes from Latin, which means I shall please. The placebo effect talks about the relationship between the mind and the body. If a person believes in a pill to do something, then it is possible that the body's own chemistry can cause effects similar to what a medication might have caused. One very interesting case study I have heard from one of my friends staying in a village is that if any person of their village is bitten by a snake, they are immediately rushed to the nearby first aid center. The medical practitioner of the first aid center does not have a anti-venom injection ready with him, but since the patient is in a panicking state, his blood pressure may rise and the venom may reach the heart at a faster rate. So to reduce this effect of snake venom on his body, the medical practitioner fills the syringe with some water and injects the patient with this water syringe. The patient feels that the syringe is actually filled with antivenom, but the medical practitioner only knows that it is filled with some water. Now, since the patient is convinced that he is given antivenom, his BP level or blood pressure levels and anxiety levels will slowly come down. Now the medical practitioner sends somebody from the back door to rush to a nearby medical shop and fetch the antivenom. And then as a second dose, he injects the real antivenom injection into the patient. By this way, he is able to stop the person or the victim from panicking and causing more damage to his own self. This is a very good example of the placebo effect. A placebo is not necessarily a pill every time. It could be a good luck charm, a ritual, a superstition, or it could also be a belief. It could also be a pair of shoes that you wear for that important job interview that you feel as a good luck charm. A placebo is based mainly on your belief. Placebos are sometimes sugar pills, which are used by doctors and scientists to better understand the physiological and psychological effects of new medications on the human body. Placebos are used since 17th century. They are mostly used at the time when the actual drug was unavailable, or even when the patient's illness is purely imaginary. The human brain has a peculiar property that it cannot understand the difference between reality and imagination, or between reality and a belief. During the Second World War, there was this surgeon called Henry Beecher. He used to do surgeries to the injured soldiers in the war, and he had to inject a painkiller called morphine so that the soldier will not feel any pain while doing the operation upon. But sometimes morphine levels used to come drastically low, and the painkiller sometimes used to be unavailable during the war. But anyhow, the soldiers used to get injured, and then he used this placebo technique by taking these empty morphine bottles, and he filled it with pure water. He injected this fake morphine to the soldiers. While doing the surgery, the soldiers used to feel no pain at all, because he used to make them believe that this is a painkiller and you can feel no pain at all. There is this surgeon called Bruce Morsley of Texas, who is a specialist in performing knee surgery. He used this placebo technique in his knee surgeries in a way that he used to open the knee with a knife, and exactly after 40 minutes he used to re-stitch it back, and the patient believed that a surgery has been done upon his knee. But actually no surgery has been done on the knee. But since the patient believed that a surgery has been performed by a famous surgeon, and he believed that it will cure very soon. And finally, the patients of Bruce Morsley, who used to have knee pains and problem walking because of bad knees, now were able to walk with much ease, and they have no problem of the knee again because they believed in the surgery. It was the year 1986. In California, a cycling competition was going on. There was a person called Joe Dispenza. He was actually a participant in this cycling competition. By some accident, a car came from behind him at a speed of 80 kilometers per hour and had hit him very badly. His spine got completely damaged. Doctors told him that he will not be able to walk again in his life, and he had to get confined to a wheelchair all his life. But Joe Dispenza somewhere read about the ability of human brain to recover on its own, and for a complete 6 weeks time he engaged himself thinking and imagining and believing that his spine is slowly recovering, and slowly he is able to walk on his own feet. This was completely his imagination during a period of complete 6 to 7 weeks of time. And slowly, in about 10 weeks, he started standing up on his own feet. And a miraculous thing happened exactly after 12 weeks of time. He was actually able to walk on his own feet. He proved the doctors and medical practitioners and all the surgeons wrong. This was a classical, beautiful example of the ability of human brain, which we can say as a wonderful example of the placebo effect. The same person called Joe Dispenza has written a wonderful book on this placebo effect. The title of the book is You Are the Placebo. It is one of the topmost seller of New York Times. According to Joe Dispenza, the human brain has all the medicine inside it. The placebo effect shows how powerful our human brain is and how powerful the belief is, and we need to have a belief in our belief. If we properly can have a proper mind and body coordination and we are able to believe something, we can change our lives just by believing something. That's it. So all the very best. So try to make the use of this wonderful effect called placebo effect. This is Assistant Professor cum Psychologist and your partner in success, signing off.